Okay, good evening to the WellCoin Talk community. Today we have an AMA with iPay token. Here to speak about the project is Simon, John and Varden. So guys, yeah, if we could just start with the core team's background and experience for crypto, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you very much, Glenn. I'll start off. My name is Varden Marty Sarkisov. I'm the CEO of the company, of iPay token and iFans, the platform, which is a use case. John is the CTO of both, and Simon is the CMO of both. So I'll get into a little bit of my background, and then I'll have John and Simon introduce themselves and give you their background on their own. So I'm what they call one of the dot-commers from the late 1990s. In November of 1995, when the internet was publicized, I came up with the largest age verification system in the world, where we helped keep children out of pornography. We're an age verification service where we had approximately 12,000 different webmasters, call them affiliates these days, who had a total combined 500,000 websites that we were helping age verify. So we pretty much came up with something that was needed those days, because it was the wild west. There was a void, there was a need, and there was a gray area. So I figured, we have to figure out a way to, keep minors out of adult content. And that thing flourished, and it became one of the world's largest. Actually, it became the world's largest age verification service, and we were doing approximately $12 million a month revenue. I was at age 21 at that time. I'm 49 now, so I've been in this arena for a very long time. That was Web 1.0. And then came Web 2.0, and now we're at Web 3.0. And I just feel like, with everything we've learned, with everything we know, all the contacts in the industry, all the experience, we're going to be able to not only, repeat history, but make this, 10x what we had, 20 something years ago, because we've applied all of our knowledge and experience and, wherewithal to the now. So that being said, I'll elaborate more later, but I would like to have John introduce himself now.
Hey guys, I'm John. As Marty said, I'm the CTO, so all the technology and stuff behind both the utility and the platforms that we're running are developed by all the infrastructure, the blueprints, and the architecture behind all of that is developed by myself and a crew of developers that I have. I've been in the space since about 1997 with development and bare metal hardware infrastructure, database administration, and all that. And, slowly we progressed into putting a big team together of developers, and then slowly started migrating into 2.0. Then we're here at 3.0, where we got in contact with very seasoned contract developers in the space, and we basically merged ideas and experiences to basically develop all the infrastructure for the use case and the contract development. Plus we have Simon on the team, which is very good at what he does, which is all the marketing aspects to populate both the networks of the use case and the infrastructure for the token. So pretty much we have synergy with the team. We have a very big, solid group of experienced, knowledgeable, and serious developers, marketers, etc. And thank you for listening. I'm gonna hand the mic over to Simon now.
1 second, let me just chime in, John. I'm sorry to chime into your area, but I just also wanted to add, we also have a team of CPAs, economists, mathematicians, and developers in Web 3.0 as well for the token, aside from the Web 2.0 stuff we have.
Yeah, that's I mentioned the contract developers. That's what I meant. The contract developers for the token we have on staff as well. So everything is being done in house in terms of development and the code and all that good stuff.
Thanks, guys. So my name is Simon Haidt. I'm the CMO of iFans and iPay, as well as FameLink. So I got my start in digital marketing back in 2003 with MySpace, back in the MySpace days when I was 13. And my uncle had a surf shop on Maui. And I realized that you could add to friend all the people within a specific zip code, a certain mile radius. So what I did was I added to friend all the people on the island of Maui. And then that following weekend, his surf shop was buzzing with tons of people inside the shop. So ever since then, I've been really passionate about digital marketing and social media marketing as well. So from there, I graduated to different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snap, and really dug in and found out the ins and outs of how to growth hack using those platforms, and created a couple marketing softwares that saw some pretty good success. And I got really heavily involved in influencer marketing in the infancy stages of that industry in 2011, 2012. And then went to work with Marty on a couple of brick and mortar businesses that he had out in LA, where we were spending, huge marketing budgets to promote the business enterprise that we had out there. And then I myself got into crypto in about 2020. Always knew about crypto, but I kicked myself for not getting in sooner. But started becoming a more serious trader in 2020 and started working with a variety of token projects, doing marketing, and started dabbling in contract dev as well. And I've also been doing web development since 2009, helping form different user interfaces and user experience and stuff like that in the music industry, creating websites and apps and event pages for artists in the music industry as well as record labels. So, so then we started working on some Web3 projects, and then Marty approached me and said, "Hey, let's create a OnlyFans competitor, but make it better." And I was like, "Say less, let's do this." So we added a whole bunch of features to the platform, and then the next evolution is obviously to add Web 3.0 features like VR and crypto payments. So here we are with iPay token.
Awesome. So the iPay token, you're looking to bring seamless crypto payments to innovative creative platforms. And then I looked at the immediate use cases you've got on the white paper. You've already got millions invested in two platforms, iFans and FrameLink. I'm wondering how they're going to interlink with the iPay token and what iFans and FrameLink is all about.
I can address that. So the beauty of this project is that we already have the use case, and it's already working. It's not something that we're talking about doing or trying to see if the concept works. It's not in a conceptual stage. It's actually working, and it's doing well. We already have 5,000 creators on iFans. So that being said, just to continue answering your question, we figured out a way to make this thing viral and have it exponentiate, and that's to band together with other platforms that will be using us. That what happens there is more creators come on board. The more creators we have, the more usage of iPay token. And how's that going to happen? Is we are putting different features on the platform that's going to only allow users to pay with the token. For example, our NFT platform, which is like OpenSea, where the creators can mint their own NFTs. All the other platforms who come on are going to have the option to use that as well. Or if they have other types of features where they think that they can apply the token to. The token can be used for anything, but it's best if you put different features and have the creators kind of push the fans to use the token, because the more they use the token, the better for the creators, because the creators get better payouts for pushing the token. So the other viral component to this is that the creators get paid in iPay token, and they can choose to hold a portion of it and become investors, like a 401k plan. And what happens when they do that? They grow with the token. Now, the beauty of it is that we're in an arena where we're dealing with a lot of influencers, creators who have a lot of followers. So it behooves them to turn around and market, themselves to lure in more people to use the token to certain features that they're doing on using on the site, such as one is the handy, which Simon will get into, the NFT platform, and certain privileged content that they cannot buy with without the token.
Yeah. So Exactly. So I just want to delve into a little bit of details about the platform itself and what makes it have a unique tech stack that makes it really exponential in the way that it grows. So two main features that we have implemented into iFans and FameLink are what we call the internal and external affiliate system. So with the internal affiliate system, whenever a creator gives another creator a shout out on iFans, the fans that click through to that at tag will pay and tip that second creator. And the first creator that referred that fan to them will then see a rev split or an affiliate commission off of all those payments that they sent to the other creator. So that incentivizes giving each other shout outs, mutual promotions, and things like that. And then that's the internal affiliate system. Now we have something also called the external affiliate system where people who have a variety of different traffic, whether it's from email list, a big Instagram account, social media profile, or like a tube site or a cam site, they can actually push traffic to individual creators, and all of the money that that their referred traffic spends on those creators, they can see a rev split off that as well. So it creates a massive incentives for marketers to come to the network and start promoting and driving hordes of traffic over to our site and to our creators. And it provides a huge incentive for creators to ditch OnlyFans and to ditch all these other platforms and come to us because we're providing traffic to them. So they don't have to do much, which is obviously very appealing to them. They just have to keep posting content and keep interacting with their fan base. So that's something that we're really excited about. That's going to create a huge amount of volume for iPay token, and the holder count is definitely going to be boosted from that as well.
Everything we do, we keep in mind the viral effect so it can self-grow. That's how the entire system is designed.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, if we can go into some details about iFans and FrameLink, what's happening over there on the platforms for investors and how that'll link in with the iPay token.
Sure. So what we've done is we've implemented a simple swap solution where people who have never bought crypto before in their life can have a very easy and quick to understand way to swap from fiat to BNB to iPay, because we've implemented a simple swap widget there. So we'll be able to help these fans and these consumers of this content adopt crypto for their first time. So we made it as frictionless as possible for these fans to get into crypto.
And what the platform's about, who's going
Sure.
to iFans and the FrameLink?
So ifans.com is a competitor to OnlyFans, right? So anybody who's willing to expose themselves or show a little bit more that they wouldn't show on social media, or what social media would not allow, is a good candidate to join iFans. So they're posting adult content, they're interacting with their fan base, and making custom content, doing custom content requests, similar to Cameo, but in the adult sphere, right? So that's the iFans, that's the adult portion of the business model, and then we have FameLink, which is the mainstream portion of the business. So there's no adult content allowed there. It's more geared towards chefs, fitness, personal trainers, yoga studios, finance gurus who do consulting and things like that. So that one is open up towards the general public, where the audience can be age 13 or over, where the other one is strictly 18 and up.
Yeah, that's great. So how's it going to work for investors? Is there going to be some sort of profits from the iFans and FrameLink in the future put back into the token, or can investors make something like buyback and burns, or will it go back into marketing? How will the profits work?
Yeah, that's a good portion to bring up. So let me go into some of the tokenomics here, and I'll address some of those questions you had. With the supply, we started off with 1 billion tokens, and then we burned 15% of that. So now there is 850 million tokens in the supply. There's an 11% tax on buy and sell, and 1% of that tax goes towards a deflationary smart burn. So further burning will take place. So if you go to PooCoin, Dex Tools, BSC scan, you'll see that the total supply is actually decreasing as more transactions take place. Some token projects claim that they're deflationary, but they actually just send the tokens to a debt address, right, where it doesn't actually be removed from the total supply. And then a further 1% will go towards community determined expense account, where each month we'll ask holders and creators to propose different ways that this 1% can be used. So these suggestions can range from charities and nonprofits doing important work to community-driven marketing proposals. Holders will then be given the chance to vote and choose their favorite proposal. And then we'll create content around this and push this out on social media. 3% of that 11% is going towards unique buyback. So as opposed to auto liquidity, we'll utilize unique buyback. A buyback wallet will be used to purchase iPay tokens, and then we will pair those tokens with a comparable value in BUSD and or BNB, and then add that into the liquidity pool. And then finally, last but certainly not least, 6% of that 11% is going towards development and marketing. So as for funding the development of iPay token and its use cases, including ifans.com, famelink.com, the NFT marketplace that we're rolling out, integrating our partners and other integrations as well. This will cover the marketing costs that we have set forth for our campaigns.
And I'm wondering, with you, getting the community involved with voting and everything, whether you're looking to do it as a DAO, a governance token, iPay token in the future.
That's a good question. We've looked into doing that, but at the very moment, in the very near future, we're not exploring that option. But that's something that we need to do a little bit more further research and deliberation amongst our team about whether we want to do a governance token and go on a DAO.
And going back to the wallets with the taxes, there will be a 0% wallet-to-wallet transfer tax.
Yes.
So it helps the creators then, yeah.
Exactly. So on the platform, when the fans or the consumers of the content buy iPay token, they will get that 11% tax. But then when they pay and tip and subscribe to the creators, there is no wallet-to-wallet transfer. So the creator, when they cash out to either BNB or BUSD, they will actually be whitelisted for no tax, right? So in our marketing, we'll use that and say, hey, creators, like if you want to earn 100% of your commissions, come over to iFans or FameLink, and you'll get paid out 100% when you get transactions taken in iPay. So that's a huge value proposition that we have when we're rolling out in our marketing. And we're really excited about that. And by the way, these 3 different wallets that are community determined, unique buyback, and dev/marketing are going to be posted on the site so that people can go along and track all of the income and expenses in a transparent way.
Yeah, for investors, yeah, it's all going to be transparent and open. That's the best way to launch a project. And you're looking for NFTs, marketplace for creators to mint NFTs as well. You're going to have that built on the website in the future, yeah.
Exactly. Not even that far off in the future. I mean, we're probably 85% finished, maybe even 90% finished with that NFT platform. That's pretty comparable to OpenSea, where the creators can come and mint their own NFTs and then offer them for sale for their fans to buy, sell, trade. And any fans who are holding NFTs, they will get exclusive access to the further tier of content that non-holders will not be able to access. So there's incentives aside from the typical incentives for holding NFTs in the form of
awesome
access.
And you're looking at iPay, you've got plans to integrate with Web3 in the future. It's early days now. You're using the Web 2, and then you're going to build it up into the Web 3.0, yeah.
Yeah, so Marty has really deep connections and a good friendship with somebody going back several years who has been working for the last decade and a half on virtual reality technology and creating his own virtual meta world, if you will. They have dozens of patents in the space, and they're poised to become a forerunner. And they're keen on integrating with us because it kind of goes hand in hand in a complementary way where influencers and content creators can go ahead and give personalized experiences and interact with their fan base through the metaverse, through virtual reality technology. And they can be transacting in those worlds using iPay token, which again will further bolster the volume.
That ties in with...
I'm sorry, real quick, just to go back to the NFT platform that we have. Our goal, since we're banding with all these other different platforms in the adult space, is to become the OpenSea for adult. So that's one of our goals, which will probably at one point have it a standalone feature using iPay.
And iPay and the metaverse, I was reading on the white paper, there's plans for iPay to play on an integral role as a payment solution for platforms. So you're looking across the BSC and other cross-chain, multi-chain in the future?
Yeah, so on the NFT platform and for regular traders, we will be deploying a bridge to Ethereum, to Polygon, Matic, and to Solana. So they'll be able to trade token and trade the NFTs using those chains.
And let's have a look. You've got plans to launch on centralized exchanges as well in the future. Yeah.
Yep. That's we definitely want to roll out onto a centralized exchange in the relatively near future, starting with Hotbit, Bitmart, moving up to KuCoin, Crypto.com, hopefully eventually Binance, and then Coinbase. Those are the big goals there. That we have a very hungry appetite for success, and that's our long-term vision to get on those exchanges. And we feel that with all of the utility that we have and all the volume that'll be being pushed through the project, that we will be able to qualify and be able to hit those benchmarks that they require in order to be listed on those sites, on those centralized exchanges.
Okay, great. And you had a private sale and that was vested. I'm wondering how much you raised there. What's the vesting period? I mean, obviously you're a big project and vesting is quite normal for the start of big projects.
Yep. So with that, we got about 1,200 holders or so, and we raised. Last I checked, it was around 400 or 500 BNB. I'd have to double check on that. And yeah, the previous holders will be vested on launch. 50,000 tokens will be released, and the rest of the tokens will be released to them commensurate with the performance of the token, so that as it goes up, more of them will be released. As the price goes up, more of the tokens will be released to them, as to prevent any negative implications or impact on the chart. In addition to that, we have that 400 BNB that I mentioned previously that we will be putting into liquidity pool here. And then we have a further additional 100 BNB that we are using to counteract any sell pressure that may occur after this pre-sale takes place, to do some buybacks and put it back into liquidity as well.
Yeah, you're going to stabilize and get a nice price floor doing it that way. That sounds great. And the pre-sales in one day, I'm wondering what the soft cap, hard cap for investors and minimum, maximum contributions can be.
Yep. So the minimum is 0.1 BNB. The maximum is 5 BNB. The soft cap is 700 BNB, and the hard cap is 1,400 BNB. And that launches tomorrow at 2100 hours. And we have about 3,000 to 5,000 whitelist spots. And we're really confident that we're going to be able to hit that hard cap relatively quickly.
3,000 to 5,000. So you've been building Telegram and linking for quite a while then in the project. I take it.
Yeah, it's been about 3.5 weeks and a couple $100,000 worth of advertising, with about 140 to 150 press releases to the all crypto audience, some influencers. We've also done Facebook skins, direct marketing to our database, email marketing, and if I missed any, Simon, you can fill it in.
Yeah, we ran a Gleam competition where we had quite a bit of entrants, but I'll delve into marketing a little bit more. So pre and post launch, we're doing a lot of things on crypto subreddits, crypto moonshots, crypto Mars. We're constantly getting top 1 to 3 spots there. Obviously, we have a lot of influencers on our roster, so we have them push the gospel of iPay out on their socials. People on our platforms and people outside the platform as well that we'll be partnering up and doing collaborations with to spread the word of iPay throughout social media platforms. We're also going to be doing display ads on crypto and finance sites. We're going to do billboards and outdoor advertising in key locations such as Times Square and SpaceX. We're going to get all the listings on all the listing sites, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Crypto.com, and DEX tools trending as often as possible. Big Telegram call groups, press releases around partnerships and integrations that will be rolling out, and marketing to our roster of users across our platforms and the platforms that we're going to be partnering with, and then a few other proprietary guerrilla marketing tactics as well.
Sounds great. And I'm wondering if you'll have free advertising for the iPay token on the iFans and the FrameLink platforms.
Sorry, you said free advertising? What?
Free advertising on the iFans and FrameLink for the iPay token. Can you utilize that for marketing as well?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're going to be pushing it out to our roster of users, not just the creators, but the fans as well. We're going to heavily incentivize the use of iPay over fiat. Speaking of fiat, I do want to delve into one more thing that we have going on, which is an NFT project that we're designing right now. And I believe John can dump some previews of some of the attributes that we have developed and designed into the main chat. But we're creating a NFT series, what we call Dead Presidents, and we're starting with Benjamin Franklin. We know he wasn't a president, but he is the most recognizable figurehead on the U.S. denomination currency. So what we're doing is designing a whole bunch of different backgrounds and clothing items and different accessories that he can wear, and then we're going to publish that on OpenSea in order to garner a little bit more traffic from the OpenSea crowd, and then all the proceeds from that will go straight back into the project as well.
Right. And will there be any utilities attached to the NFTs? How many are you looking to mint, and what will be the cost for investors?
10,800 plus, with a few extra one-offs in there that are more rare. As far as utility goes, we're looking at potentially making it so that holders of that NFT will get specific discounts, or maybe they'll be whitelisted from fees inside the iFans and FlameLink platforms. We're still developing what those are, and we're developing the token, the NFT contract for that as well. Excuse me. And yeah, so that's about it for that.
I'm looking with the iPay token. You can have a small bit before the launch or after the launch, like a CertiK audit, or.
Yep. So we know that with CertiK, they really prefer that you have a multi-sig wallet going on. So we're going to be, adjusting our contracts to support a multi-sig wallet. Because we're all kind of based in the same area too, so we're always communicating with each other. So a multi-sig wallet will be quite feasible, and we're going to push out a CertiK audit as well, probably within phase 2 or phase 3. So we're excited about that as well.
Okay, great. So I can open it up to the rest of the team. If anyone's got any questions for the iPay token, go ahead.
Just to touch on the whole audit question. So we have been audited by Interfi, and that's done and available on PinkSale. So if you go to the PinkSale page, you'll see that audit button. If you click on it, you'll see that they audited our contract. Everything looks good to them. We passed with flying colors.
Is some of the core team doxed?
Sorry, what was that?
The core team doxed.
Yeah, so we're doxed on the website. Like, you go to ipaytoken.com, you'll see photos of our beautiful faces, as well as a little bio about us.
Awesome. Yes, so like I say, I can open it up to the rest of the team. Anyone's got a question for the iPay token?
Hey Glenn, I was listening in, and it sounds great. It's very rare that we see people with extended business experience outside of crypto, not just in the crypto space, that are onboarding into crypto, and they're embracing the new paradigm, right? And it seems like you guys have some great experience there. And I do have a few questions regarding your platform. How does the fee structure compare to, like you've mentioned, OnlyFans and other adult content creating website? I know you already mentioned that using your content creators will keep 100% of the revenue from their if they get paid in your native token. So I'm wondering, are there any other incentives for the content creators?
See, let me answer that. That's a good question. You just opened something up. So a lot of people don't understand, and I'm not referring to you guys, I just mean the general public, where meaning more so the creators, that there's really not much room to compete as far as the being more competitive in what you give out to the creators, because the economics don't allow it. The reason OnlyFans came out and gave 80% right off the bat is because they thought the creators would be taking care of the marketing, because they're bringing all their followers to the platform. So that's why they didn't say, hey, let's go 50-50, which a lot of rev share type of affiliate programs do. When I had our company 20 something years ago, we were 50-50. Well, and we were taking home 20% profits. You can't do that these days with these platforms, with these fan sites, because when you're giving away 80%, keeping 20%, you have 5% in overhead, 5% in chargebacks. You have 5% for referral fees and miscellaneous and processing. You're left with a few percent. So if you were to give even 1% more, you're either breaking even or losing money. Okay, so what we've done is, the only way you can really compete as far as payouts goes is by doing the token, because with the token you can pay them 100% versus paying them 80%. And that also leads me to kind of segue into something else. And I know this maybe not has some doesn't have much to do with your question, but it's important that you brought it up. And if you don't mind, I'd like to address it. One of the biggest reasons where we decided to get into this is because there's a need right now in the adult space for anonymous crypto transactions. The adult business has always had a problem with chargebacks because consumers buy and then get in trouble by their significant other and call us and say, hey, that wasn't me, I never did that, and they cause chargeback issues. That's why it's so high. With crypto, you eliminate that whole 5 to 6% chargeback issue with the processing, because it's got to be so high risk, right? And then nowadays, MasterCard, Visa, and a lot of banks are pushing adult out. That's why OnlyFans almost went out of business a few months ago, like 6 months ago, where they were saying we're no longer doing adult. But then they negotiated with the banks, and the banks made them do a lot of heavy work, which has required millions and millions of dollars and a lot of manpower to go back and fix what they had. But see, we don't have to deal with that because we're not as big as them yet. So we already started being compliant from the beginning. So the token is going to help eliminate chargebacks or alleviate chargebacks. The token is going to help anonymity, so people don't do chargebacks. The token is going to pretty much help the adult business stay afloat. So that's why we chose to kind of hone in on this area first. And then, to be quite honest with you, just like Amazon started with books, that's the reason we're not called, CumRocket like our past competitor. We're called iPay because, it can go mainstream as well. So after this, we're going to go into gaming, sports betting, and then, go into try to be mainstream. We're actually talking to a lot of brick and mortar clubs as well who might be interested in using us. So we want iPay token to be the mainstream and adult and all around currency at one point. But that's not what you were asking, but that kind of triggered me to go there.
And just to directly answer your question, we do have that 80-20 split, which is the same as OnlyFans. However, with those features that I'd mentioned before, we incentivize people to come over to the site because with OnlyFans, the creators are largely responsible for driving their own traffic to their own sales page. But on our network, we have the incentives that people can drive traffic to you, and you can earn off of other people's traffic as well. So that's why we felt justified in keeping the fee structure the same while improving the user experience in ways that are different and more beneficial to the user on the front end.
I see. Yeah, it sounds a very good way of going about business, and I'm also curious about the content creators. How are they taking this? Like, are you going to provide some form of education for them, or maybe provide some non-custodial wallets? Do you see this as an uphill battle? Is it going to be difficult to onboard them to the whole process, or are they super open to it? I'm just curious about the sentiment.
Yeah,
that's interesting that you ask, because a lot of these creators are very, very interested in crypto, and a big amount of them already know crypto and use crypto. Aside from that, we are creating different tutorials that have certain components in them that walk them through very seamlessly. And as far as payouts and them becoming investors, that's done by us. So it's pretty easy for them.
Yep. So we'll roll out resources for them to easily understand crypto. We're going to be using a non-custodial wallet on the site for them, so that there's only one real centralized wallet where it all gets paid into, and then by default, their iPay that they're getting paid will be swept into BUSDs, right? So they're not waking up with less money than they thought they were going to wake up with, right? So a lot of these creators have already voiced that concern to us, where they're like, oh, I don't want to fluctuate my value of what's what I'm getting paid in. So by default, it'll just automatically sweep to a BUSD. And then if they want to roll the dice and be subject to the fluctuations of the price, and they can flip a toggle and I'll say keep my payments in iPay, and I'll do whatever I please with it. So that's the functionality that we've put forth after doing some like surveys and stuff with our focus group of creators that we have on Telegram.
Yeah, it sounds super interesting, and I was also listening to you guys talk about NFTs. So, with these content creators, will they be able to sort of create their own collections and sell them? Will there be some of I don't know, some restrictions to what they can put forward as an NFT, or how is that going to play out for the content creators?
Sure. So that's a good question. I mean, they'll be able to create their own collections in a way that's similar to OpenSea, right, where they can generate large iterations using the same kind of Python functionalities as you can on OpenSea. And then as far as any restrictions go, since we're transacting in cryptocurrency, I'm not going to have the same kind of limitations that the banks impose on us, right? Because there's a little list of specific types of content that they cannot allow, right? Where it's some of the more inappropriate stuff or more drug references or things like that. And since it's transacting in crypto and it's more, decentralized and anonymous and I guess more of the Wild West, if you will, they have less restrictions on what they can create as far as the subject matter of the NFTs.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the whole crypto space is super attractive, and I know people from all industries are flocking over, right? Not just the adult creators, but people from the music industry, people from all over the place. So if you can provide some super cool functionalities for the NFTs, I don't know, maybe you onboard some famous adult content creator, and he creates a series, and then people can buy a fraction, like I don't know, create some uh, uh, yeah, so some ways for their fans to actually get involved and own a piece of their favorite content creator, right? That could be super interesting for them. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different creative ways where we can come up with functionalities and utilities and perks and benefits for holders, like giving access to in real life events or like a premiere of a movie or anything like that over on the mainstream side. The possibilities for that are kind of endless, right? As far as what kind of things we can conceptualize. So really excited to get into the nitty gritty of different things that we can do on both the adult and the mainstream side with all different types of entertainment industry, whether it's in music and television or movies and things like that.
Yeah, it does have like a lot of potential, and you've mentioned the AR VR integration as well. So I know, yeah, an Oculus Rift used to cost a lot more money, but now for a couple of $100, right? Anybody can have one. So if you can create a more immersive experience, right, for some of the users, I can definitely see this like going, because I remember the times when the POV kind of meta started, and then the sort of VR video started, but if you can create it, like you could be sitting in your on your couch, right? Put on your VR set, and boom, you're next to your favorite content creator, right? That could be super exciting for
Exactly.
a lot of people.
Yeah, and you brought up another good point that I think we forgot to touch on, which is one of the integrations that we have coming up. It's called thehandy.com. And what it is a sex tech IoT device where the male viewer of any of this content can wear a pleasuring device that will stimulate them and be congruent with the motion and the movement of the content that they're watching, whether it's standard format video or VR video and things like that. So while they're doing that, they can also transact in iPay. So it's another one of the pieces of the puzzle here that will help bolster the volume and the adoption and the use of iPay.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way of gamifying the whole experience, right? I mean, you're playing with yourself, so it's all good. I love your ideas, guys, and I love that you guys have such a strong team and a lot of experience, and not just in marketing in the crypto world, but it's like you said, brick and mortar businesses also, and running ad campaigns and bringing crypto to the masses, right? So I know in the beginning, like one of the most powerful driving forces on the internet, and for even for Google to get material for their data mining was actual adult searches, right? They were looking at these because a lot of people were super interested, super early adopters, and looking for a bit of fun. So I can see a huge potential here, guys, and yeah, it's super exciting.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. The adult industry for technology and media are always at the forefront of technology. You'll notice a lot of times that the features you'll see on Pornhub are later adopted by YouTube, just because Pornhub is always innovating and they're always at the forefront, and that's something we see all over the place in this industry.
It's been like that from the beginning.
Yep.
Adult was always ahead of the game.
Oh yeah, it has a certain appeal to it, and it drives off of people's interest and curiosities, and people's insecurities too, if you will. But at the end of the day, it's a multi-billion-dollar market, and you're tapping into something huge here. So I think this could be really, really successful.
Exactly, you got it.
Thank you.
That's great for the questions, actually. I've actually, funny enough, tonight it must be really popular with investors. I've got some DMs from investors in Asia, but it's 3 or 4 a.m. there, so they've DM'd me the questions over. So I'll ask them now, so they can listen back to the recording tomorrow. And that's just sort of how we roll with the community and the investors. Yeah, just DM me and leave them questions so they get their answers. So the first question was from Syed. I want to know, how are you planning on making iPay token widely accepted on various payment platforms, and are you considering centralized platforms as well?
Yep, exactly. So centralized platforms is where it'll gain that wider adoption and make it a lot easier for people to buy, because a lot of people don't know how to, or they're too lazy, or don't even want to try to learn how to do a decentralized swap using Pancake or Sunday Swap or Uniswap, right? So we will try to be pushing out on centralized exchanges as quick as possible. But in the meantime, in the interim, we have that simple swap integration on the iFans, FameLink, and iPay token websites, where they can go from fiat to BNB to iPay token using their credit card, using MoonPay or Ramp as a third-party integration.
And Sam asked, as iPay is offering various payment solutions, they were wondering, do you have any plans in future to release iPay debit card so users will be able to make payments on platforms where your token is accepted via debit card, and users can also have easy access to fiat?
It's a pretty good question. It's something we haven't really put much thought to, but we don't see why not. The evolution of how things go are always a marriage between the in real life world and the technological world. So if that's something that our community really wants us to roll out, then we have no qualms about rolling out a debit card that people can use at point of sales in brick and mortars and wherever else.
Okay, and Aisha asked a question. On your roadmap, you have read that you are planning to integrate iPay onto coin payment platforms, allowing any creator or merchant to accept your token as a method of payment on their sites. I want to know, do you have any plan of creating your own e-commerce platform where different service providers can offer their services or products to buyers or clients?
That's a good question. As far as us developing an e-commerce platform, we do have plans to develop a portion of the iFans and FameLink tech stack to allow creators to sell physical items. But as far as like an open source or open usage, like plugin for WooCommerce or Shopify or anything like that, we figure we can just stay within the third-party plugins that already exist, whether it's coin payments or I forgot the name of the other one that's pretty dominant on WooCommerce, but people can just buy and plug and play with those, and then they'll be able to choose iPay as a payment method there.
And I'll go back to a question now. What past experiences are you taking, learning lessons from, applying it to this project to make sure it's successful?
Oh, wow. So many. I mean, where do I even start? The list is huge. Can we think of any like big major ones that jump out at us, Marty or John? There's so many. I want to skip.
I missed the question. Can you repeat that, please?
What past experiences are you taking to learn lessons from and applying it to this project to make sure it's successful?
Past lessons or past experiences? Two different
Both.
things.
I mean, in
Experiences,
regards to crypto or in general, I guess.
I would say the one thing that I have learned most in my past is the affiliate viral marketing and how to make it exponentiate. So we're going to apply a lot of that. Everything we've done for the platform or the token is to make it grow by itself on its own and catch fire and keep going. So someone asked me on another AMA, how are you going to make sure when this thing opens up and it goes up, to stop it from going down? I said, first of all, we're going to do a lot of marketing that we have ready, but the system that's designed already is going to work on its own. So if you have one platform which has 5,000 creators, and then you get another one that has 8,000, then you get another one that has 20,000, so on and so forth. The more platforms you band with, the more the creators you have, the more usage of the token, and the more features you put in there, that needs the use of the token. It's just going to exponentiate and keep growing by itself. It's going to be a viral effect.
What I want to add to that is we definitely take huge emphasis on the relentless pursuit of customer satisfaction and user experience. The more happy and satisfied the customers are, the more easy it is to use and convenient it is to use, the more it'll just grow and keep growing, right? This is a lesson we can all take from Jeff Bezos, who puts the customer's needs above anything else, even their own bottom line. So if we have that as part of our business plan, and we look to the future into the long term, we can really see some pretty big growth as far as user acquisition. So that's something that we have a large focus on as well.
Awesome. So the people have been joining the AMA in the middle. They might have missed the first half. So maybe if we can go across the iPay token, do a recap about the project for investors that have missed the first part of the AMA, that'd be great.
Sure. So just to recap and summarize, the purpose of the iPay token is to become the primary currency and method of safe, anonymous virtual transactions for the creator, adult, and gaming industries, including their migration to the metaverse using innovative blockchain technologies. So we'll be bridging from BNB to Ethereum to Solana and Matic to allow users of all of these chains to come on board and experience the iPay experience. As far as our utilities and our use case with ifans.com and famelink.com, where influencers and creators of content can offer exclusive content and personalized experience and live streams to their audiences and transact using iPay and give different incentives with the iPay token and mint NFTs using our upcoming NFT platform. And once we get on centralized exchanges, we're going to be getting on bigger and bigger ones still, and we're looking towards the future of integrating with the metaverse technology and offering further content and personalized experiences between content creators, influencers, and their fans and audiences.
And we've got a hand up in the VC. Crypto Smart, you had a question for the iPay token team. Go ahead. Are you there, Crypto Smart? No. Crypto King, you had your hand up. Go ahead. You've got a question for the iPay token team.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask you, what are your plans to ensure a long-term use of your token by the investor? Because now we have a lot of programs where people just hold tokens for a short time and just I
Sorry, I believe we were cutting out. Would you mind typing your question into the chat or speaking more directly into the microphone?
Yeah. yeah, if you want to type it in the chat, Crypto King, we can do that. Crypto Smart still got his hand up. Are you there, Crypto Smart? No.
You're muted. You'd have to unmute yourself, Crypto Smart.
No, obviously not. Well, that's fine. So yeah, it's been great speaking to you guys today about the iPay token. We always say we can get people safely over to the iPay token official Telegram if we've got any questions after the AMA. And yeah, it's been great speaking to you tonight. I think we've got to spin the wheel. But do you have the VC open if people come into the? Do you have the VC open if people come into the?
If you don't
Telegram
mind, Glenn, a couple of more things before we go, if you don't mind. And I'm sorry for the background noise.
Yeah, we got time, yeah.
Because I'm kind of on the street now. I got to go pick up my kids. But Simon, let's mention the $400 BNB and 100 BNB buyback wallet.
Yeah. So from the previous private sale, we have 400 BNB that we are putting into the liquidity of of this launch, and then we also have a further 100 BNB in a buyback wallet that we'll be using to counteract any negative sell pressure that may arise from the pre-sale and after the pre-sale launch. So if anybody's concerned about that, we have that covered with some good amount of BNB to put towards buybacks and to help further the buy pressure in the upward direction. And then, like I said, when I addressed the tokenomics, we have also 3% of the tokenomics of the buy and sell that's going back into that buyback wallet as well to further bolster the upward momentum of the chart. And one more thing I want to leave with you all is, firstly, I want to thank you all for joining and asking your questions. And there's one big piece of news that I'd like to share with you guys, but we can't share it just yet. On the 31st, which is tomorrow, we have really big news that we want to announce on our AMA. So if you're keen on knowing what that big news is, join our AMA tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC, and you can come join our Telegram channel at t.me/iPayToken.
Also, Glenn, how can we post our Gleam and Pink sale URLs over to the chat, because it looks like texting is muted?
Yeah, it's locked at the moment. Yeah, if you just send them over to me or into the shared AMA chat, I can post them for you, no problem. Yeah, we always lock the chat for the AMA, so unless we make you an admin, yeah, you can't really post things in there. So I can definitely send the link to that. Yeah, for our investors into the chat.
And there's one more hour for the Glean competition. So once you post that link, definitely join the Glean contest, because with that we are giving away 1,000 whitelist spots for the pink sale. So if you'd like a chance to win a whitelist spot, go over to that Glean competition that we'll be posting and do all the requirements. And best of luck to all entrants. They can go on our Telegram t.me/iPayToken, and they'll find the link to the Glean there as well.
So I was going to say, if our investors can win whitelist spots still, because it was coming up tomorrow. So you've still got some more to give away. That's great. Yeah.
Correct.
So that will be through the website, did you say, or through Telegram?
Through Telegram, you'll be able to find the Glean competition link. It's pinned there.
Yeah, those are the links, Glenn, that I'm going to send over to you so you can post it on your channel.
Yeah, I'll post that in the main chat. Yeah, as soon as you send them over. And yeah, it's been great speaking to you guys. You're very professional, and it's a big project and something new for our investors. I'm sure lots of people are going to get involved with the whitelist if we can win the spot there. And it's been great talking to you tonight, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you.
I think we've got to spin the wheel.